Ms. Hooker, you are here with your mother because you say the defendant's son, Mr. Abraham, fathered your 10-month-old daughter, Kanaya. You say that Ms. Baker and her family's public denial of this child has caused you pain, and you are here for an apology and to prove her son is the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Baker, you and your daughter are here today to represent your son, Mr. Abraham, because tragically, he was killed 3 months after the birth of this child. You say that before his death, your son expressed great doubt that he was the father of Ms. Hooker's baby, and you are here to put the lies to rest. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
How have you been affected by Ms. Baker's doubts about Kanaya's paternity?
I'm just sad sometimes. I try to deal with it now. Like, I really don't care no more. Like, that's how I feel. I don't care anymore. I don't care who feel nothing about my baby. I don't care. It just seemed like everybody else looking upside my head like I'm an animal or something. Like, every time I'm sitting down doing something, they looking at me like I'm the outcast of the group. She looked like me, so why is it a problem? That's why I just say I don't care about nothing. And none of that. I don't care.
That's not the way
so,
that you go about doing
Ms. Hooker, let me ask you, what was your relationship with Keyshawn? Were you boyfriend and girlfriend?
First we was best friends. 6th grade year, we was best friends, and then we started talking, then we stopped talking, and just like we stopped talking, then we started going together for a minute, and then like, when I got pregnant, it was just like, we always talked, but we just stopped going together. But we still talking though, but we just stopped going together. Like, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay, but then you still talked?
Yeah.
Were you in love, or was
Yeah.
this was your first love?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I jump in?
Please.
It's not that she don't care. Her feelings been hurt, so she hold a guard up. It's not Miss Baker who denies Kenaya. It's her family who makes my daughter feel some type of way. It's not Miss Baker. She was too fat to be his baby. She fat like them, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Never from Miss Baker. It's always her family who always have something to say about my grandbaby. My daughter's feelings have been hurt. It's always talk about her like she this tramp, and I'm like, enough.
So, Ms. Baker, explain to the court why there's doubt that Keyshawn is Kanaya's biological father.
My son was on vacation, and we kept hearing that Denaya was pregnant, but then when we finally found out for sure, he told me, he said he wasn't the only boy that had messed with Denaya.
Okay.
And he made me promise that we was gonna get a blood test, and things didn't go the way we thought they were gonna go, and now we're here.
Well, I'm so very sorry for your loss. Let me say that. I know this is difficult. May I ask what happened to Keyshawn?
He was shot on a Sunday, and he died that Friday.
I'm so very sorry.
He just told me to promise him that we was gonna get a test done because of what the other young man said, and you know.
What did the other young man say?
He told Keyshawn that when he wasn't around, he was supposedly sleeping with Denaya.
Ms. Hooker, I have to ask you, was there another guy?
No, cause that's why it's funny, because how can somebody tell me who I was sleeping with? Nobody in the room was in the room with me when I was sleeping with somebody. What do I have to lie for? Keyshawn told us that he wanted the blood test. The only way, Keyshawn only denied the baby when him and my daughter was arguing. Other than that, I have pictures with him laying on her stomach. He had doubts only when he was angry. And I cannot get mad at what he tell his mother or nothing like that. But when he came over there with us, he held the baby, kissed the baby, and loved the baby. We just need to get the results for Miss Carolyn. Because anybody else, to me, it doesn't matter. It's all about her. And he did ask her to get the blood test. For it won't be no doubts on their end about my grandbaby, because it's sad now.
I agree.
And it's not even Miss Baker. It's her family who makes it like she just sleeping around with everybody.
And they don't know me
like that, for them to be saying anything about me.
Said something. From what I ever heard about my family, nobody ever talked about her.
It all occurred at her house. Then when I, go.
I know my mom said something about, she had a birthday dinner, and my mom did tell me, she said something about she think I didn't like her, or, you know, things like that. Maybe her perception of what other people view of her is just her perception, because she has to understand that sometimes it's hard for people to look, for me personally, to look at the baby, because it's just a reminder that my brother's not here. So it's not about her and her feelings. When she does come around, it is a sense of sadness for me. So it's not that, you know, somebody looking at her crazy. They're just dealing with the murder of their loved one. So it's not, you know, about her.
How did you learn that Miss Hooker was pregnant?
She ride the same bus as my daughter and my granddaughter does from school, and they had came home like prior months before. They had said she was supposed to be pregnant. And I asked her, I said, do you know anything of your daughter being pregnant? I say, because the girls said they were on the bus, and she's saying she's
gonna
like,
find out what she having tomorrow.
what she's having and what she's gonna name the baby. And she was like, no. So when she got home, she ended up texting me a picture, you know, telling me, yeah, she is pregnant. And
We went the next day and found out what she was having.
Yeah.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Keyshawn accepted that he was the father of this child
Yeah, in my mind.
from the way he behaved at your home. But Mom, Ms. Baker, did he give you any proof or anything that there was this other guy? Because Ms. Hooker testified that this was the only person she was sleeping with at that time.
I think he just went off what they're saying in their circle of kids. You know, they talk, they have their own.
Yeah, that
you know,
the
that
boy
we're
was
not
telling
a
him
part of
that, you know, when you were away, I was messing with her. He was unsure to the point of where he was just sick. He was worried,
Scared.
He was scared. He lost so much weight. He lost a whole lot of weight. Like I told him, you played grown, now it's time to be grown. Because if it's your baby, you not finna run and you not finna leave the whole bag on her.
Him or my family are not those kind of people to do that. What did I do to her?
Oh, you
I
can't
don't
go. Don't go there, Miss
understand.
Blanche. Don't go there, Miss Blanche. Don't go there, because you know the truth is you.
We're all here to
understand.
talk, honey.
This
I don't
is
understand.
no. What I'm
Me and Miss
saying.
Shirley, not you to keep commenting on stuff.
What I'm
Shirley ain't said
saying-
nothing, so why you keep talking?
Listen, this is what we ain't gonna do. 'Cause
Yeah.
we come here to go back and forth with each other.
You know
Exactly.
what?
And-
I ain't never, Judge, I ain't never said yay or nay. All I say is what my baby said to me.
Right.
I've talked to her, and she know why we here.
Exactly. And listen.
Yeah, I'm the one who
And
wrote
that's
the letter.
all I'm concerned with, all this other bickering, and I don't
Yes.
got time for it. Because at the end of the day, this my baby,
Right.
and he gone.
Right.
He not coming back. So all this other extra stuff, I don't got time for it.
And that's exactly
All
why
I
it's so
wanna know,
important.
I'm here to do what I promised my son to do. I'm not trying to do anything against anybody to make her feel bad. I ain't never been denying them. And we never had a problem. She come stay the night when she feel like it, her and the baby, everything. They was just with me at my birthday dinner. I ain't never did nothing, even
make her
though
feel
my
no type
son
of way.
telling me that he wasn't sure. I have never did or said anything to make her feel no bad kind of way, because like I said, they was kids. She's still a kid.
Yes.
And I didn't come here for no badgering, no bickering, trying to put nobody down.
Right.
I came here because this is what I promised my baby, and it's gonna be done.
And the truth is, Miss Baker, and you're right.
Right now.
You're right.
Judge, my daughter really feels some type of way. It's not that she feels some type of way. It's like she more hurt behind the obituary. And Miss Carolyn has explained to her about the obituary, how the obituary went. But in her heart, she feel like Miss Bland left her out of the obituary on purpose.
So
And that's why she has so much animosity towards Toy.
I just feel like this. When this come back and this is the baby, I don't want her. I don't want no sorries from nobody. Keep your sorries. I don't want no sorries.
I'm not giving you a sorry.
Okay? I'm not asking you to.
Shut up.
hold on.
I don't care.
Hold on.
She thinks she can say something to me because I'm a child. I'm gonna keep talking to her because she thinks she's hard and I will punch her in her face. I don't care.
Oh, no,
I don't
no, no,
care.
no,
I don't
no,
care.
no,
'Cause I've
no.
been waiting for her already.
No.
I don't care. I
No.
don't care.
No.
I don't care.
Listen. Miss Hooker, you're going to have your day, and it's today. Okay. But what we're not going to do, I'm not going to let you in this courtroom stepped so far
Out of line.
outside, look, outside the lines, that you regret it. Because at this moment, you don't just represent yourself. When
You
you
represent
become a
your
mom,
baby.
you represent your baby.
One of my family members was in the obituary, but my baby wasn't. Y'all can keep my family member out the obituary.
Okay, first
That
of
was
all,
the case.
slow down, because I want to understand.
Why you tell them?
She said one of her family members was in the obituary.
But there was no mention of Kanaya. Was this intentional, Ms. Baker, Ms. Bland? Was this something
just
that...
like this, Judge. She went and finished up without me. So, Kenaya did get left out. So did my grandmother, and so did one of my sisters.
Okay.
It wasn't just the baby.
Okay.
We weren't together. Nobody was thinking right at that time. We weren't none of us together. She went ahead to try to call herself helping me, and she was going ahead of me to finish it up, and all three of these people got left out, so it wasn't just Kanaya.
Ms. Bland, did you, and I want to ask you this, did you intentionally leave Kenaya out of that obituary because you knew there was a question surrounding the paternity?
Yes, I did. First of all, let me say this. My mama has a relationship with them. I don't. It may or may not be his. I did not put the baby name in there just in case it isn't. That my mom has to read that obituary. She lost a child. Nobody else lost one. So if this baby turned out to be his, that's a death all over again. Do I want my mama to look in there and look at a reminder of a baby that was supposed to be his and it wasn't? No, I do not. I'm thinking about my mama feelings. It has nothing to do with her.
And so,
Nothing.
so now let's come forward. If it is Keyshawn's child, well, your family, your mother has expressed she has not had an ill will towards this baby or Miss Hooker, but will your family accept Kenaya?
Yes, they will.
They don't have to.
I already you know what I said already, Judge? Since she got left out the obituary, I have already told them, if it comes back saying Kenaya belongs to Keyshawn, I'm going directly back to the funeral home and get a set of obituaries made, so when this baby grow up and she read her dad's obituary, there's her name.
That is honorable.
And my mama did mention it. And I said, Ma, I thought the baby may not be his. That's what I said. Because that's what she said. That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. But myself, if I'd have been there to finish up, I was putting her in there because my feelings was, I'd rather her been in there, if she was, than for her to grow up and, hey, I'm reading my dad's obituary, but where my name at?
Exactly.
I didn't want that.
I think it's time for the results. Thank you. Jerome?
There you go.
Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Because there wasn't a blood card available to test the DNA of the deceased Keyshawn Abraham, we performed what is called a DNA test with his surviving parents, Carolyn Baker and Lamond Abraham. With that being said, the results determined if there is a viable relationship between the child, Kenaya Abraham, and Ms. Baker and Mr. Abraham. In the case of Coates, Hooker versus Baker, when it comes to 11-month-old Kenaya Abraham, it has been determined by this court the percentage of relatedness between Ms. Baker, Mr. Abraham, and Kenaya Abraham is 0%.
And this This is why right here.
Ms. Baker, are you all right? Do you need to sit down? Do you need to sit down, ma'am?
I didn't tell them. They weren't gonna tell me sorry, so I'm not telling them nothing.
Do you need to sit down, ma'am?
Nobody did anything to you, honey.
I don't care. Miss
Nobody
Philly do nothing to me, but I don't like you.
That's
I don't like you.
fine, sweetie. It's
I don't like you.
fine.
Okay, I don't care.
It's
Nothing.
okay.
Stop talking to me then.
Nobody did anything
Stop talking
to
to
you.
me.
Ms. Hooker, just stop.
Stop it! Stop, please! Just stop!
Okay, come on, let's go.
You do owe my
Let's
mom
go.
an apology, though. That's when you owe one.
No, excuse me.
Because you know you slept with somebody else.
Ms.
and this is
Hooker.
what happened.
Ms.
Sleep with
Hooker.
somebody else.
No.
Hey, go in there. Go in there. Go in there. You do too much.
I don't care because you.
Ms. Scott, you claim that you and the defendant, Mr. Holloway, were overjoyed when you gave birth to your twin sons just last month. However, you say those joyous emotions quickly turned to shock when Mr. Holloway then began denying paternity of another one of your children, 1-year-old Jaden. Mr. Holloway, you and your mother say that although you are the father of her newborn twins, you believe Ms. Scott cheated on you, and thus her older son, Jaden, is not your biological child. And the man you believe is the father, Mr. Alexander, has also been tested, and we will hear from him in a moment. But first, Mr. Holloway, why did you suddenly begin to deny Jaden after the birth of your twins?
Because when me and Ms. Scott were in a relationship, she has kept in contact with Mr. Alexander the whole time throughout both pregnancies.
Really?
Throughout her pregnancy the first time, she's contacted him through Facebook, text messages, phone calls, and...
Really? So have you been contacting this man continuously, Ms. Scott?
No, I have not.
And so how did this situation go in your estimation?
Because me and Mr. Alexander, we're just friends. We did, mess around like years ago, and he's been my friend about as long as I've known Mr. Holloway.
Okay.
And around the time that my son Jaden was conceived, I had no contact with him, and we haven't even been in a relationship. He won't even commit to me. He's left me multiple times for other women and committed to them. And I feel like I deserve that too, because I had your babies. It is true.
It's not true.
It's not?
Kara.
Okay,
That's
it is.
not true, Joanna. Joanna, that's not true.
All right, so you were sleeping with someone else.
When we fell out, it was like an off and on relationship. But me and Mr. Holloway were never like boyfriend and girlfriend, holding hands, going to the movies, and all
You
that.
wanted that commitment.
I did.
Yeah, she did.
Your Honor, that doesn't matter. We were still sleeping together throughout this whole time.
Yeah.
And in order to be in this courtroom today with a question of paternity, you obviously were sleeping with someone else as well.
Not at
Yeah,
the,
you was. Yeah, you was. Yes, she was.
Not at the same time I was sleeping with Mr. Holloway. Like I said, he had left me before, and when we weren't talking, like the whole year of 2012, we weren't talking, I did see other people. But around the time that Jaden was conceived, I was not sleeping with Mr. Alexander.
All right, so Mr. Holloway, why are you so convinced that Mr. Alexander is the father of the child?
Because before all this even started, in 2012 of October, from the week of the 22nd of October to the 27th of October, 2012, me and Ms. Scott were together. She admitted to me during that week before that, her and Mr. Alexander have been in communication, hanging out.
Had been intimate.
Had been intimate, yes.
No.
See?
No.
She admitted to me that she was going around where he was, and they were together at certain times of that year. So when she got pregnant in 2012, I ended up living with her at her grandmother's house and staying with her throughout the whole pregnancy.
Going to every doctor's appointment,
Oh, yeah.
helping me out with my grandma, being
So you all were
loyal.
together at this time?
At that time,
At this
yes,
time,
we were.
yes, we were.
Supporting her through the birth.
Yes.
Did you have any idea at that time the close proximity in which you claim she slept with Mr. Alexander?
At that point in time, I didn't have a feeling. I just knew that they had been together before me.
So why did you sign
you
the birth
had no-
certificate then?
Because the friends.
Why did you sign
Your
the
Honor,
birth certificate?
Because of the friends. Because she was the one telling the friends about what was going on in her life with this guy. And then when the friend decided she wanted to tell my son, that
we hung out.
See, same thing.
See, the thing is,
Same thing.
So hold on.
That's not sleeping
Yeah.
together and hanging out is two different things.
So she
We've
told
been
her
friends.
friend.
So
She told her friend that she had intimate sex with that guy, and the friend is the one she had to like wait
he
until.
said, she said, that's not what happened.
Well, you the one told her.
No, I didn't
You the
tell
one
her that.
told the friend.
So, Ms.
I didn't
Neal,
tell her that.
so Ms.
told it.
Neal, it's your testimony that Ms. Scott was telling some of her friends that she was having sex with Mr. Alexander.
Or she was hanging out with him, but the friend waited until.
But you guys
she
just said that.
had to
Okay.
whatever she was
story
drinking or
straight.
whatever. That's when the friend decided to say it. But when I come around, they don't want me to know anything.
That's because you need to stay out of our business.
See, that's
He's a
it.
grown
I'm gonna
man.
be in the
But
business.
he's a grown man,
I'm gonna
though.
be
But
in the
he's
business because this
grown.
is my child.
Yeah, your child is about to be 26 years
So
old.
what
He's
you-
not
what
a
you got to
baby.
do with it?
He's not a baby anymore.
So he's mine, not
Not
yours.
a baby.
So that's the only thing with that. That's why she have a problem like she does now.
Yeah,
this is
'cause
why
you're
nobody
always-
don't
you
want to
always
help her.
disrespect me. You
in
never
the
liked
first
me
place.
from day one.
Yeah, I have
No,
helped
you
you.
have not.
I
didn't say
have helped you.
I said liked. You ain't never liked me.
whatever. You
talk
ain't
about
never liked
to
me.
Everybody. I sure don't.
Good. I don't care, but you lived in my house.
Yeah, and I said thank you. And after
No,
I left your
that-
house,
no, you didn't.
You're talking about me, saying
Yes,
that my
I'm gonna
son
talk about
looks
you and I'm
like
gonna let you
Hakeem.
know.
You
Yeah,
should
I'm gonna
have. Okay,
let
you
you
should have
know.
said that when I was at your house then.
so at birth, I signed the paternity acknowledgement because at that point in time, I felt that he was my son. Then, around December 2013, Christmas, she had posted a picture of Jaden. Matter of fact, that same picture.
He looks like me.
She posted
We
that
know
picture
That's
on
my
Facebook,
mini-me.
and before I even saw that picture,
rude she
I had
is?
saw Mr. Alexander in 2012, which was the last time I saw him face to face. And when I seen this picture, he looked just like Mr. Alexander. So that's when I began
And
to
I
have
have
doubts.
a picture too, Your Honor, of it that my son texted to me of him with Jaden and asked me to be the judge.
I think another.
Let me see that, ma'am. Jerome, will you please hand me her evidence? Thank you. So you say your son sent you this picture.
Yes, ma'am.
I made that picture on my phone.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
put this picture on your phone, and underneath
to
the
me.
picture of Jaden is a picture of you
my son
on
Arthur.
the left and Mr. Alexander on the right.
Yeah, and I never seen the guy before. I never seen him before.
So, Ms. Neal, who do you think the baby looks like?
I know it don't look like my son.
You look like me.
Right, look like you. There he is. Still looks just like the one that you had up before.
What are your tears for? You just see your baby? What do you feel, Miss Scott?
I just feel like it's not fair, you know?
What's not fair?
You're in his life for a whole year, coming over, spending the night,
But you're wrong.
and now you. What do you have to say?
I got a whole lot to say because if it's not, I still want to see the baby. You be denying me from it.
How do I do that?
You know exactly how
How
you
do I do that? What,
'Cause
you
you
mad
tell
about the
me.
birthday party? That wasn't my place to invite you. You could have came. Matter of fact, I heard you was on your way. You didn't even show up.
No, I
That's
didn't.
not my place to invite you. And
Why?
me and you weren't
How come
even
it's
on
not your place? You the
me
mother.
And you weren't even speaking at the time.
See what I'm saying? That's exactly
So
right.
now,
Yeah.
We weren't even
Listen.
speaking. He
Yeah.
could have invited his mom.
explain to me what's going on. There was a birthday party.
Yeah.
What happened, Miss Neal?
She sent it out on Facebook to everybody. Any other time, Your Honor, she'll call me
An invitation to what?
to the baby's first birthday.
Yeah, but me
Was
and her,
posted on Facebook.
Yes.
But were you invited?
No, ma'am.
No invitation to her.
No, ma'am.
When you didn't get an invitation to the party, why didn't you think they wanted you around? Because
I never said he was gonna
Because
come.
what happened, Your Honor, was the day before his birthday is when her mom had posted something on Facebook, and I commented on it. So they both really was, especially
wasn't the day
her,
before.
They really she wanted to like really beat me up if she'd have seen me.
Because you,
Why?
No, I didn't say I was
Because
gonna beat
of-
her up.
Because
I
of
just
what
feel like
I posted
she's just so
on her mom's,
disrespectful. And for her to message
her
my
status.
mom,
what did you post on her mom's status?
Well, I was just telling her mom, it's like, you putting up this about your daughter, but, you being dumb in the process because, you know, your daughter had all this information, you know, to help her, and she didn't even do it. She had it right there in her
You don't
hands.
know what I
still
do,
didn't do
'cause I don't
nothing
talk
about
to
it,
you. You
and
don't
she
do what
still
I
ain't
do.
doing nothing about it.
You don't know
All
what
the
I do.
information to help her.
Yes.
Basically,
So she can get her
myself,
own place to be with these kids.
my mother and
Okay.
two friends are trying to help her to get her life straight, to get a place.
So this has nothing to do with Jaden's paternity.
Thank you.
This is another issue that you all were dealing with.
Well,
was
this was
between
to
them.
help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you weren't invited to the birthday party. So once you weren't invited to the birthday party, did you feel like, well, that really isn't my grandson because I would have got an invitation?
No, ma'am. I just said, you know, she's been acting like ever since this baby been born, because when I went to the hospital to see the baby, and she telling people in the hospital like he's not finna be passed around like a trophy, because I know that she meant she didn't want me to
No,
hold the baby.
actually, I meant, did you see how many people was there? How many friends I had there? It wasn't even about you. Why are you making this about you? It's about Jaden.
It ain't about me. It ain't about me.
So quit
It's
talking
always
about
been about
yourself.
Jaden.
Anyway,
You the one that know nothing about it. It was
I'm
about
done talking to
Jaden.
you.
Until
I'm done
now,
talking
Your
to
Honor.
you.
She ain't know nothing about it was about Jaden, because if she
It is
did,
about
So
Jaden.
Ms.
would've
Scott,
never
in the
took this-
hospital, Ms. Neal is saying she
In
felt
the-
like you didn't want her to hold the baby.
No,
You're
that's
saying
not
that's not
true.
what you
In the
did?
hospital, I had like maybe 10 friends
It
that
wasn't that
came,
many people.
and he was getting passed around, being held. It wasn't her. She left that day. She came the next day. So what are you talking about?
Yeah,
She was
I
there
was
that
there
day.
because
She
I
was
took
there.
sick, and
She
then I
left
left
before I
because
even gave birth.
She hadn't even gave birth then.
So hold on. So the bottom line is, your point was, it's not that I don't want you to hold the baby. It's because it's a
I
new
said
baby.
that about all my friends.
Yeah, it's a new baby. I just don't want them to pass the baby around. There could be germs.
And I
That's
just
what you
feel
meant.
like, why are you saying that here? You
Okay,
never
but the
mentioned
bottom
that
line
to
is they were present during this birth.
me. Arthur was.
He was.
You were there.
Cut the cord, but I wasn't, because I
And you
took
signed the
sick.
acknowledgement of paternity.
Yes, I did.
So now you think you've had a baby,
Yes.
a beautiful baby boy.
Yes.
At what point does the doubt set in?
The doubt set in when I saw this picture, and I know for a fact that Miss Scott and Mr. Alexander keep in contact. They've kept in
We are
contact.
friends. That's like one of my best friends.
That they had a
While
sexual
I was
relationship
pregnant-
with, though.
While I was pregnant, no, I haven't. That was years ago.
This is not years
and
ago,
while
Your
I was
Honor.
pregnant with Jaden, he had like offered to even buy my son some shoes. Just being a friend.
You're right.
He's not trying to take charge and be his daddy.
Right. But if this was one of my
So-
female friends, it'd have been my girlfriend trying to do this, in her words.
So, Mr. Holloway, you think
you
the
left me
baby,
before.
you think the baby looks just like Mr. Alexander?
Just like Mr. Alexander.
All right. Well, I'm ready to meet Mr. Alexander. Jerome,
that's right.
can you bring him in, please?
Oh, that's right.
What's your step?
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Thank you for joining us today. So, Mr. Alexander, you realize we're here discussing the issues that relate to Jaden's paternity.
Right.
Now, let me just start off by saying this. You have been in a sexual relationship before with Miss Scott.
Right.
You have.
Yeah.
And she admits to that as well.
Right.
Now, do you think Jaden looks like you?
No.
You don't?
No. I think he looks like her.
You think he looks like his mom?
Looks like his mom.
But nothing like you?
No.
And so why don't you believe you could be Jaden's father?
Because the last time we had sex was like 2009, 2010.
Oh, come on. Come on, guy.
That's definitely outside the window of conception. But Mr. Holloway,
You need to get to tell me.
you did not blink an eye when he said that. You don't believe that?
I don't believe that. They've kept in contact since her first pregnancy when she was pregnant with Jaden. They've been talking the whole
Okay,
time.
we talked a
all the
couple
way,
times,
all the
so
way until
what?
now. But when I ask her, are you talking to him? She denies that.
Actually, I told you.
You only told me about a couple times.
Okay,
when
but
I
you act
had
like we're
asked
just
you-
buddy kicking it,
But
going
when
to
I
the
asked
movies,
you,
going out
when
to
I
eat.
asked you, you deny it. You say you
Oh
don't
my
talk to him
gosh.
at all. You're not even friends on Facebook. But I go
We're
on your
not
friends
friends on
list. When I
Facebook.
go on your friends list, you guys are friends though.
We're not friends on Facebook.
You just deleted him before you left my mom's house off of Facebook though. You were friends with him
So
then?
hold on. Mr. Alexander, I need to be clear something. Were you in Miss Scott's life at all during the window of conception? Were you friends, hanging out, as she says?
No. I
weren't?
hadn't talked to her in like 2.5 years.
So you weren't even around?
No.
And so you're saying Mr. Alexander couldn't be the father, but you did say you were dating other people.
But not around the time of conception, though.
Whew. All right, well, the only way we're gonna find out the truth is to go to the results. Jerome, I'm ready for the envelope. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Scott versus Holloway Alexander, as it pertains to whether Mr. Alexander or Mr. Holloway is the father of 1-year-old Jaden Holloway, Mr. Alexander, you are not his father.
Yes.
Mr. Holloway, you are his father.
Yes. Yes. So good.
Thank you.
She's gonna keep denying me. And I don't like it. And I know she's gonna keep it because she's so hateful and mean.